So I love Love is Blind. And I love that there is another one. Oh, The Bachelor, all this stuff, because women and men in this today's society, it's so fucked up. We live in such a toxic masculine society that um, a lot of us women believe that we cannot be successful without a man, that we can't make decisions without a man, and that we are not whole unless we have a man. So we convince ourselves that if we do all the things right, we get the right job, we get the right husband, we have the kids, we have the nice house, that we check all these boxes, then okay, life is supposed to be great. However, because we live in this society that's super toxic and anti-feminine, anti-divine feminine, we give away our power. So I wrote a poem with the help of AI, and it's called Ode to the Toxic Man. And when you're watching shows, especially reality TV, we know the toxic men. Not all of them are. Some of them, though. A lot of them are. We definitely live in a toxic man society, especially those of us that are in our 40s, 50s, beyond. You know, we grew up with all these TV shows that depicted men as the saviors and women as damsels in distress. And that's how we grew up. And, you know, in high school and middle school, all this stuff, like, guys could do kind of whatever they wanted to girls. They could touch them, grab them, yell at them, love them, beat them up, and it was all kind of okay. And I know that it's different now, but growing up in that toxic male society, and now as a single woman, single mom trying to run a business, I am running a business. What the hell? See, I'm all right. I have the same programming problems. That's why I'm so good at talking about it. Okay. Here's the poem. Ode to the Toxic Man. To the man who believes he's a savior. The man who thinks his mere presence can rescue women from themselves. Who wears confidence like armor and speaks in promises wrapped in certainty. The man who is convinced himself and so easily convinces others that he knows what women need. That he alone can be everything they ever wanted. At first, it's intoxicating. The unwavering belief in his own importance is a spell, a deception so deep that even he knows he doesn't know it's a lie. And so we hand over our hearts, our softness, our care, our light, because we've been taught that men are strong, that we aren't meant to lead, and we need to surrender to love. But the man does not cherish what is given. He does not nourish it, and he does not return it. He hoards, he consumes, he takes and takes, mistaking devotion for fuel, mistaking love for something he is entitled to. And when the light in us dims, when we are emptied, when we are left a shell of the women we once were, he does not see the destruction in his wake, for he is already searching for the next soul to save. But here's what he never expected, that we would wake up, that we would take back what was stolen, and that we would rise again, stronger, wiser, untouchable. And to the women who are reading this / listening to this, who are still trapped in that illusion, you do not need saving. You are never weak. Your light is still yours, waiting for you to reclaim it. And let today be the day you take it back. That's the truth of it all, is that we have been fooled into thinking that we aren't smart enough, that we aren't pretty enough, and that at some point we will be if we buy into the right product or we buy into the right car, the right marriage. Like how many times do you have to convince yourself that your life is good and that you should be happy and that there must be something wrong with you that you're not? How many times does that have to happen before you realize that maybe there's nothing wrong with you and maybe it's just society and it's the programming that we've been brought up with, both men and women, right? Like, I'm not sitting here bashing on men because they also are just doing what they've been taught and what they've been told to do and what they've seen from their own parents. Like, we're really just recycling what we've learned until one day we wake up and we're like, okay, maybe the antidepressants aren't working because my life isn't what I want. Maybe I'm feeling sick and tired and worn down because I'm not supported and I don't know who I am. I don't even know what I need to be supported. And I've been there. I've questioned everything. I've done everything to stay in a relationship that did not serve me because I was too afraid of doing it on my own. I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust the thoughts that I had. I didn't trust the things in my heart. I trusted a man who didn't have the skills to see me, right? And when I finally made the change to, jump off a cliff, basically, fool's journey, right? You take a step and you don't know where you're going to land, and it seems like you're going to just free fall forever. Like you take a step and you just think like, I'm making a huge mistake because I don't know what's on the other side. And then you land in this soft, cushy, pillow of your own existence. When you start wrapping yourself up in your own love and joy, and you start creating a space that's creating a space just for you, or just for you and your family, and you start making choices that just make you happy. Like those little choices of, do I want to go to the coffee shop or do I want to stay home? Do I want to go for a walk or do I want to go for a bike ride? All these little questions that when you take that leap of faith and you start trusting yourself, it's those little tiny questions and listening to the answers. Oh, okay. I remember when I had a coach that said, okay, write down 20 things that bring you joy. And I had to think joy? I don't know what joy is. I am raising my family. Who are you that's so selfish to think about joy. I gotta know. And so I did it. I mean, I'm a good student. So I wrote down the 20 things that, in my mind would bring me joy. And the funny thing is that I started doing them, just little bits and pieces here and there when I could. And when you start doing the little bits and pieces, they lead to bigger bits and pieces. And then all of a sudden you're like, fuck this life. I don't deserve this. But you don't know you don't deserve it because everybody else is feeling the same way. And you look on TV and you look at all the ads and everybody's drinking and they're taking pills and they're doing all these things. And you just think that's normal. That stuff doesn't bring you joy. That robs you of joy. So I think that's where I'm going to leave this today. So friends, if you like my channel, please subscribe, comment. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you.